Welcome, and this time I'm going to show you how to, let's say, work with JTable, and it's also based on the MVC motor. So we're going to have the M, the V, and the C motor. So the M is you're going to have a group of data, okay, group of data, and this one normally you'll have a tabular form of data. From this group of data, you're going to convert it into a motor. Then from this model, you're going to set it to the view. Okay, the view is in charge of displaying your data in form of a table, of course, and table is going to consist of the table header, okay, table header, and the rows, of course, and the rows. Okay, then from which the user going to view your data, and beside viewing the data, he or she may be able to interact with the data. Let's say she is going to select the data, and when it selects the data, the component is going to raise an event. Okay, then that is an action listener. Okay, an action listener going to listen for that event, and it's going to perform some action for us. Okay, then we're going to look at how to create this view, how to put the group of data into the model and set it to the view, okay, and how to interact with it as well. So I'm going to create a new project. Okay, I'm going to create a new project, and this project we're gonna name JTable demo. Okay, JTable demo. Okay, and then for this one we're going to delete this one. Then I'm gonna right click on this one, new JFrame form, and we're going to copy this and paste it into here, so it's gonna become the default main or default frame. Whenever you run this application, it's going to run our frame. Okay, you're going to run our frame. Then on this, I'm going to place on it a table. Okay, this one is a table. Let's say a table of students, and you can right click on this one and change the table contents of the table manually. Let's say you can right click on this one and use, let's say, columns. Right now you have 1, 2, 3 columns. You can add more, okay, insert more column, or you can just delete the column. Okay, so you can change this one is, let's say, student ID, so on and so forth, you know. If you close this one, becomes student ID. You can change the other things similarly. Then right click on this one, change on table contents again. You can insert the rows. This, you know, you have by default you have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Okay, I'm going to insert one row over here. Let's say one, let's say A, B, then 2, then C, then D. Okay, close. And right now I need to this one rows, this D, enter. Okay, close, and you have this one. Right now you have your data, but similar to the other components, normally the table you need to load the data from other sources. Let's say you want to load data from, let's say, database, and you're going to display on this one. So I'm going to show you how to programmatically, okay, not just manually, but programmatically load the data and display to this. Okay, so I'm going to just declare a data model. So I'm going to right click on this one, create a new data model. That one is our student. Okay, these students we're going to have private int ID, then private string name, then private int age. Okay, we're going to create on insert and create the constructor for this student. Then we're going to do the getter and setter. Okay, click on this one for the students. Okay, the one you see that I look over here is, you know, you're gonna put on insert. You're gonna right click and you're gonna choose insert code. It's gonna show you. Okay, to select constructor, to select getter, setter, so on and so forth. Okay, so I have the model which is students. Then inside the code here, I'm going to have, let's say, I'm going to have an array of students or a list of students. Array list, okay, array list of students equal to new array list of students. Okay, then we're going to add of students. Okay, this one student. Okay, this might be student. Okay, then I'm going to take students dot add. Okay, and it's going to add. I'm going to add the first students. Okay, and that student is student number 1. Let's say Mr. A, and he is 20 years old. Okay. Similarly, you're going to copy this line, you're going to add student number 2, student number 3 for Miss B, 21 years old, student number 3, Mr. C, 19 years old, okay, 19 years old. Okay, so now you have a list of students, okay, you have a list of students, and each student will have 1 field, 2 field, 3 fields. This one can be kind of tabular data. Then you would like to take this list of students, okay, you would like to take this list of student group data and set it into the model of the table, and the model of the table is special. It's going to contain, beside containing the data for each row like this, okay, beside containing data for each row like this, you need to specify the values for the column headers. Okay, values for the column headers of the table. So I need to declare the values for columns headers. Okay, values for column headers. Then that values for the column header is gonna be array of string columns headers equal to this one gonna be student ID, then gonna be student name, and gonna be H, or simply we do now it's student, so we just remove the student to make things shorter, ID name H. Okay, then now we need to have this data model now, so I'm going to declare default table model. Okay, control space default table model, then default table model equal to new default table model. And in order to specify this default table models, I'm going to specify the column names, and in this case we already declare as an array of string. Okay, and next one is you can specify the two-dimensional array for the data and also column names. You can specify vector of data and vector of column names. You can specify vector of column names and row counts, so on and so forth. Okay, then in this case, I'm going to choose this option because we already have the column names. And for the row count, I'm going to put 0. 0 means any number of rows is fine. Okay, row counts mean any number of rows is fine. So when I select this one, and column header is there, row count, I'm going to put 0, means any number of rows is fine. Okay. Now we're going to take the data and pass it to the table model DTM. So we're going to make for each of the column header inside, not column headers, each of the student inside the students list of students. We're going to take the default table model dot add, okay, add row. Okay, but in order to add row, we need object of data. Each object is for a column, but we have only one object for students, so we need to convert this one into let's say object student data. Okay, equal to, I'm going to get student dot student, this one is a student. Okay, student dot, okay, get ID for the first object. Okay, student dot get name for the second object, student dot get age for the third object. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm taking one student and convert it into an array of 1, 2, 3 objects, and each one is corresponding to a cell of the student or column of a row. Okay, so let's say one student over here is going to be corresponding to an item over here, and then I'm going to get the ID to be the first item, name to be the second item, and the age to be the third item, and each one of them is an object, and this row is actually array of 3 objects, 1, 2, 3 objects. So that's why I'm taking one student object to convert into it 3 separate components as an array of 3 objects, and this one it is now, and this one it is now and this one it is now a row. Okay, student data is actually a row. I can name this one as a student row. Then I'm gonna use default table model dot add row, okay, to add that student row into our models. Then I'm going to do the next step is take this model, set it into the view. So you're going to do is set model to the view to display. Okay, so this one we're going to set the model to the view to display. So what we're going to do is set model to the view to display. Okay, so you're going to take the I haven't named the table, so I'm gonna right click on this table, change variable name. This one is tbl table students. Okay, then we're going to take the table students dot set model to our default table model, and if we run this one, you will see that our data is taken and displayed correspondingly. Okay, taken and displayed correspondingly. Okay, that's nice. Okay, that's nice, right? Then you'll see that this code is kind of really a mess right now, and if you put everything that you need to do inside the constructor, this constructor is going to be very difficult to view. So we're going to select this code, and I'm going to right click on this one, you choose refactor. We're going to refactor by introducing a new refactor and introduce a method for that. So we're gonna call this one is populate table. Okay, we populate the table, and it's a private method, it's fine. Okay, then right now this method is there, and it's gonna be called here populate table. So if you execute this one, you'll see it's still there. Okay, it is still there. Let us see if we have any other special thing for displaying the data. Okay, taking so you do right now, what you've done right now, you have a group of data, put it into the model, set the model for the view display it on the user. Okay, and right now I think I'm out of time, so in the next lecture, in the next video, I'm gonna show you that the user gonna view the table, select a row, and it's raise an event, and we're going to perform some action about it. But let's get back to this one and see if I have any further comments about this one. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just do it now here. So we're going to do the part for user view it. Click on it, and it's gonna raise an event, and we're going to handle that. So right now for this table, if you see the data here, it's only for designing. Okay, and later if you run the program, it's going to dismiss this one. Okay, it's gonna dismiss this one. So now I'm going to let's say do the other thing. Let's just do one other thing, which is, let's say, sorting the rows. So right now, if you run this one, okay, you see the data here, but you're not able to sort this one. But Java provides you the ability to create the sorting by the columns automatically, very easily. So we're going to call this one table student dot. We're going to set auto create sorter equal to true. Okay, only do this, and if you run this one, table student set auto create row sorter equal to true, to true values. And if you click on this one, let's say now you see the icon is sorting ascending for the ID. If you click once more, is sorting the ascending by the ID. If you click on this one, ascending by the name, descending by the name. You click on this one, you'll see. So that one is there. Okay, so now I'm going to let's just run once more. Okay, and previously I was in middle of the video, so previously we was able to sort the item. Right now I'm going to deal with this thing, which is let's say back to this one. You already be able to take a group of data, set it into the model, set the model for the view, and take the data display. The user going to view it, and now we're going to deal with the part user. Select around. It's gonna raise an item, okay, raise an event, and that event's going to, we're going to process it. So let's just do it right now. So like this. So if you right click on this one, events, and we're going to choose the mouse event. Okay, so on mouse click, let's say if we use a click on it, okay, on mouse click, if you use a click on it, okay, if you use a click on around, you can do several things with what is a click on around. So let's say the thing is we're going to get the selected row. So you're going to take table student dot get selected row. Okay, you can also get the selected columns over there. Okay, but we're gonna get the selected row or selected rows if user select multiple rows, and this one we're gonna get selected row. Okay, in selected row equal to this one. So we do know that one is the selected row of the table, then our table is consists of a row. This one is a row, okay, and columns there. So in order to get into data of each data item of a cell like this, you need to have a row and a column, a row and a column, a row and a column. So we already know the selected row. Right now, I'm gonna get the values for the first column, so you get the first values. Values for the second column, you get the second values. Values for third column, you get the third values. So we're going to get there. Let's say we're going to get there. No, this one we're going to get there. Let's say object, okay, student ID equal to table students dot get values at, okay, at some row and column, and the row is a selected row, and the first column is 0. Similarly, you're gonna have the object student name going to get the values at selected row and the column number 1, and next one is object student age equal to table students dot get values at, okay, selected row, okay, and this one is column number 2 or index number 2 for the column number 3 or third columns over there. And remember, inside this table all of them is this object. Okay, even though you do know this one is an integer. So if you know for sure it's an integer, you're gonna cast it into integer. This one is int, you cast it. Okay, int. And for the name, it is a string, so you're gonna cast it. This one is a string. Okay, string. And this one you do know it is an integer again, so you cast it into an integer. Then you're going to let's just say use J option pane, okay, dot show the message dialog. Okay, you're gonna show message dialog for root pane, and the message is the ID is, okay, the ID is you're going to get the ID, which std ID. Then you place the comma, then the name is going to place std name. Then you're going to let's just break this one down. ID, okay, name. Then you're going to place next one is age. You're gonna place the stdh. So if you we're gonna close this one. Yes. So if if you run this one, okay, then if you select on a row, let's say this row, okay, then it's going to raise an event, and that event is going to call to table student mouse click to handle the event, and you got the selected row. Okay, this is the row that you selected, and from the selected row you got the cell, the first cell. Okay, by this one is the column, is the first cell, and that one is the student ID, and it is an integer, so you cast it into integer. Similar, you got the second column, which is a name, and third column, which is a student age, and you display it using J option pane. Okay, so if you run this one now, okay, if you run this one now, and if you select a row, let's say, if you select this row, you get selected row. Go to this one, bring it one down. Okay, you select on this row, it's gonna call the raise an event. It's called to this method. When it's called to this method, you get selected row is this row. Okay, then you get the values at that row. Okay, which is this row, and the column number 0. Column number 0 is this column. So you get 2. It's an integer, so you cast it into integer. Similarly, you get second column with index number 1, you got Miss B, and the third column, okay, you got 21, okay, 21. Okay, that one is dealing with selected rows, okay, selected rows, okay. You can do a lot of other things with this one as well. Let's say, okay, you can handle the events like a mouse double click, or you can even, let's say, how to say, you can even edit the items inside here. Okay, but normally the item is not for editing directly on the table. Okay, so that is almost it about tables. A lot of more things to learn, but as I my philosophy is that I just would like to show you the most important and basic things only.